Luis, we thought it was going to be a really tough ask for Barcelona, especially given the atmosphere, especially given the euphoria at Betis after their big win over Sevilla in the derby. But in the second half, Betis just couldn't live with Barca, could they?
Yeah, and it was quite difficult the first 45 minutes, even until the first goal of Barcelona. Betis looked into the game. It was creating chances. They were waiting to try to regain one of those balls in the last third and maybe create something. But Barcelona is a very mature team right now. I think that's the best thing that they got at this moment. They know that sometimes some teams are going to press high, some teams are going to press at the back, and they have to wait for the chance. And they were waiting until the 60 minutes. Yep. Fantastic play between, I think, is Busquets, Luis Suarez, and Rakitic. First finish, and then the team needs to go forward, needs to start going to try to look for the goal. Betis tried, but Barcelona every single time, like Dانkin just said, more space for Lionel Messi when he's got space. If he's dangerous when he's surrounded by players, imagine without players around. Yeah. So at the end, he kills you. He scored the first one and drive the Barcelona to the fifth goal.
And it clearly is a thing this season, Barca's second half improved performances.
Completely, yeah, and it's a case of them being patient in the first half. I think it's a case of them being patient and knowing that at some stage Messi's going to have that space, or Rakitic is going to have that space, or Luis Suarez is going to have that space. And yeah, this season in second halves of games, they've scored 40 goals and conceded only 4, which is absolutely unbelievable. 70% of their goals have been scored in the second half. And if you look at the fixtures, they beat Espanyol 5-0, 3 of them in the second half. They beat Eibar 6-1, 4 of them in the second half. Las Palmas, they beat them 3-0, all 3 in the second half. Real Madrid 3-0, all 3 in the second half. 4-2 against Real Sociedad, 3 in the second half. 2-0 against Villarreal, both in the second half. 5-0 against Betis, all in the second half. So you can see that, as you say, it's a thing. It's been going on all season, and it's unstoppable.
So if as a rival manager you go in at half-time, you're level with Barca or even one up, don't by any means feel that things are safe, because it looks like your problems are just about beginning. And one of the problems you have to face, Luis, is this little fella, Leo Messi. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what to say about Lionel Messi that we haven't said already. The best thing that we saw, I think, at the Benito Villamarín is after just this play where he moved around in defense and do a make to Guardado, I think is the one, and the Benito Villamarín start clapping. Yeah. I think that's beautiful. All the football fans will love to see this kind of player. We will love to have a lot more Messi. We have only one, so let's enjoy him.
Yeah, we're so privileged, aren't we? We were talking, Luis and I, just before the programme started, that we can see Leo Messi. We can watch him week in, week out. It's been 10 years now, and the recommendation is not to miss a second of this guy on the pitch, because he's not going to be here forever, and while he is, let's enjoy watching the skills of the brilliant Leo Messi. Luis Suarez was another of the names in the headlines after Sunday's game in the Benito Villamarín, and he suddenly, after a tough start to the season, looks like that mean old Luis Suarez of a couple of seasons ago, Duncan, doesn't he?
Yeah, I feel like he's just got that yard of pace back again. He seems to be properly switched on in kind of all facets of the game, not just the case of him chasing down defenders and harrying them like he always does, creating space for teammates, but also his finishing is absolutely superb. He's back in the goals, scoring loads of goals. I think he's now scored 6 weeks consecutively in La Liga. But also, if you look at that pass to Ivan Rakitic for the first Barca goal, it's magnificent. And I don't think we'd have seen Luis Suarez providing a pass like that 6 weeks ago. I think he's really, really improved.
Well, he's certainly playing with a smile on his face again, something that we hadn't seen in the earlier part of the season, and certainly the way Barcelona took apart Betis in that second half, to my mind, makes them a clear threat to, well, obviously, I mean, they're so far ahead, aren't they? But anybody who considers that they've got a chance of catching up, it's a big ask, isn't it?
It is. I think it's difficult to think about a team that could catch Barcelona in the way they are, because if we have a look to the bench, when Paulinho came onto the game, we thought he's going to score again. With all those spaces, he's going to arrive and score. And Coutinho is not there, Dembele is not there. So it's a team that is improving every single week. It's very strong, it's very mature, and right now, the second half are even better than the first one that we are used to see. So I think Barcelona has got the league in the pocket.
And the idea that they're stronger in the second half than the first half, it looks to me like they may be stronger in the second half of the season than the first half. And of course, they were unbeaten in the first half of the season. So watch out for Football Club Barcelona, who picked up another win, 5-0, away from home against Betis.